Hello everyone, Matchday mornings. What's occurring? Jake in the building, West Ham unofficial in the house today. Jake, welcome. Your first time.
Thank you very much. Yeah, pleasure to come on. Looking forward to it.
We're looking forward to it. Right, let's get started. It's been quite a busy week this week, Jake. Had Europa League football, Champions League football. Right, let's start off with West Ham from last Sunday, 12 o'clock. Right, first of all, your thoughts on the game and your man of the match from that game.
Oh well, it really was superb, wasn't it? I think we went out there. We took our chances. We scored 2 goals. We took our chances, and Spurs didn't. I think that was the bottom line of it. They had lots of chances. I think they had a ridiculous amount of attempts and only 4 on target or something like that. And I think we were just very, 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 very good. We defended superbly. Diop was superb out there, and I'd go Diop man of the match. And I think we defended very, very well, and Lingard with a class finish, just kind of finished it off, and it was very, very good.
I agree. To me, Declan Rice was man of the match for me. I thought his match-saving clearance against Kane's cross, well, it could have easily been a goal.
Yeah,
definitely, 100%. I thought he was first class. He kept him out well, and yeah. Big result last week. That shows where we are as a club, right? So yeah, it was good. It was a good win. Right, let's move on to the Champions League games in the week, and basically let's talk about Manchester City.
Well, they're a machine, aren't they? They won again, and I think they are unstoppable. I mean, we'll come on to the game today in a minute, but I think that, another win in the Champions League for them. I think they're on for the quad. I think because I think they've got the Carabao Cup. They've only got to beat Spurs in that. I think the Premier League they've won. I think they could win the Champions League perhaps, and the FA Cup, they've got enough talent there to win it. So yeah, they're just a machine, and they keep on going. Is that 19 or 20 games winning streak now, or unbeaten streak? It's just they are on a complete next level.
Yeah, I agree. They're one of my favourites to win the Champions League this year. I think this year's made for them. I just think they're a world-class team, and we're going to find out later what they're like. Do you know what I mean? So let's move on to Chelsea. 1-0 win. Olivier Giroud, the Frenchman who just keeps on scoring for Chelsea. What do you make of Chelsea this year?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously sacking Lampard I thought was a bit strange, but they brought Tuchel in, and he's done very well since he's come in, and they keep on winning. Olivier Giroud, I've always liked him. He scores goals, and that's what you need. And yeah, a good player. I mean, I think he's 32 or something now. He is getting on, but they keep on scoring, and they look like they're in good form.
I agree. I think they're lurking about for the Champions League spots. And I think they're doing really well now. They've come along all of a sudden, basically. So I just think to myself, like, at the end of the day, they're a sort of team who are progressing slowly. Do you know what I mean? But to say that they're going to win the Champions League, I don't know. I think there's other teams in it. Whoever beats Bayern Munich and Manchester City wins the Champions League in my eyes. I think PSG are good, but they're not great. But there's teams like Bayern Munich who are just like producing like players like the youngster they've got who can either play for Germany or England. Yeah, he's just another top class talent. Right, so we'll move on to the Europa League games. Right, Man United, they've done the job over there in the first leg, won 4-0.
Yeah.
One comfortably. 0-0 draw. Where Rangers end up winning. I think it was 5-2 in the end. Excellent. Steven Gerrard up there he's performing miracles up there, isn't he? He's doing well. What do you reckon?
He is, yeah. And Celtic, I think obviously the streak's going to end this year. It's at like 9 or 10 years that they've won, and they're well clear now. Rangers, aren't they? I mean, there's been the kind of the rumours about Moyes going up there. That's a load of rubbish, I think. But personally, Rangers, I think they're definitely on for the definitely on to win the Scottish Premiership this year, and it will be good for them to continue progressing in the Europa League as well. And in the next round, I think they've got our best friends. They've got Slavia Prague in the next round, so that should be interesting.
I agree. I think it's. I wonder whether Gerrard will be there next year. Like he's going well. He's going very fast, very quick with what he's doing up there. But he's doing well. He's doing really well, especially in that league where it's usually either Celtic or Rangers who wins the league. Like, so yeah, he's doing well. Slavia Prague. A little shout out to Slavia Prague. That striker Seema looks really good.
Oh,
really,
he does.
Really good.
I think if we would have bought him, I think we should have bought him in January when we knew about him, because I fear that big clubs are gonna sniff around him now, and I think they already are. I think I saw somewhere that we could have him for £37 million or something. I think he's got pace. I think he's I really do rate him, and I'd like him to come to West Ham. But obviously now the big clubs are coming around, and if they offer more money than us, they'll have him. But maybe it's an opportunity lost. Maybe we will get him. We'll have to wait and see.
I think he's worth signing himself. From what I see on Thursday night, he pace, power, energy. His goal that he scored was a great goal.
Yeah.
Like first class, really. So let's hope we get him in the summer, because that'd be a great signing. Spurs, they won again. That makes a change for them, but they won 4-0 against Wolfsberger. Never even heard this name.
Yeah. Well, it's just it's the beauty of the Europa League, isn't it? Is that the Austrian? They're like 7th in the Austrian league or something. Well, to be fair, don't really care, to be honest. I think Dele Alli and Gareth Bale have had good games in the 2 legs, but hey, Gareth Bale couldn't score against us, could he?
No, I agree. And I'm not being funny or nothing, but Spurs are just, it's all on that now for them. Like, even the League Cup, I think, is beyond them. I think Man City are just a workhorse. Let's talk about Leicester going out. Now, I'll be honest with you, I know Slavia Prague are a half-decent team. They've got some half-decent players. But I couldn't work out the reason why his team sheet come out for Leicester and Harvey Barnes is sitting on the bench and he's been one of their best players this year. Makes no sense to me. What do you think, Jake?
No, well, it's just strange. I really rate Harvey Barnes. He's really excelled this season, and for him not to be there, I mean, maybe they're just resting some of the players. I think we can get past Slavia Prague, but to be fair play to him. I mean, you see all over Souček's social media, like, come on, get in. The old team's won. But I think, fair play to Slavia Prague, and I think Leicester showed them too much respect and too much complacency there without with not playing their full strength side.
Yeah, I agree. Right, let's move on to the fixtures. And what I'll do, I'll let you do your fixtures, and then I'm going to bring Jazzy in a bit later on. So let's start off from Monday night and get all the way to the West Ham game, which is the early kickoff today. Right, we'll start off Everton versus Southampton. What do you reckon on this one?
Everton Southampton. I think Southampton, they've had a bit of a blip, really, haven't they? I think they were, stop the count at the start of the season. They were first, weren't they? But they've kind of gone back down again. Danny Ings not in fantastic form, I think. I think 2-1 Everton, I think, there. Yeah,
2-1 Everton. Southampton have fallen apart, haven't they? Let's be honest. They have gone backwards ever since that 9-0. I don't think they've won a game. I think they've drew one game and that was it. Um, Mad how a team can concede 9 goals in the Premier League in this day and age twice, but
Twice, yeah,
that's
twice makes it even worse.
twice in 2 years. So yeah, I actually thought they was doing all right at one stage, but now I'm a bit sort of no. It's just like a mid-table team.
Yeah.
Right, we'll move on. So that's Jake's prediction of 2-1. 2-1 Everton, is it?
2-1 Everton, I've gone, yeah.
2-1 Everton. Right, next one. Sheffield United versus Liverpool. This is the 7:15 kick-off on Sunday night. How many Liverpool scoring?
Well, I've got to be honest. I think Liverpool will win, but I hope Sheffield United give them a game. I'll go 3-0. I think because they can't score Sheffield United, can they? 3-0 Liverpool. I'll go because I think maybe they're going to get their players clicking up front. Maybe 2-3-0. I think something like that.
Yeah. I think personally, it's going to be 2-0 Liverpool. I'm going to say 2-0. I just think, like, with regards of the way Liverpool are playing at the minute, I think this is a perfect game for them to turn it around. So yeah, I've actually gone for a 2-0 on that one. But yeah, I think Liverpool win that game comfortably. The next one for Jake is Chelsea versus Manchester United. Now, what do you think of this one?
Oh dear. Chelsea, United. I mean, Chelsea. They've picked up some good form, haven't they? Man United. They can, they blow hot and cold. With these games, I can't see it being the most goal-scoring end because we sit here for these, top 6, big 6 teams. We think they're going to score all of these goals and we come out as 0-0, 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 in that game for a draw because I think I always, for these games, predict it's going to be high-scoring and enthralling game and that's the boringest game of football I've ever watched. So I'm going to go 1-1 in that game.
Nah, that's good. That game is going to swing either way, but yeah, I think it's going to be a tight one, that one. Well, I'll give my predictions with Jazz in a minute, but yeah. Next game. Now, this is a big game for this team, right? Big game. Spurs versus Burnley, right? Now, if Spurs lose this game, is Jose out the door? Because this is like, to them, this is a must-not-lose game at all. This is a must.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, I think if they do lose that, I think he's on the verge of going out the door. But I think they'll have enough there. I think 2-0, 2-1 to Spurs, something like that. I'll go 2-1 Spurs because their defence can be a bit shaky at times. So I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1. As much as I think I want Burnley to win, they're not having the best of seasons, are they? So I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs, unfortunately.
2-1 Spurs. What we got there? Next game, another big game. Leicester versus Arsenal. What do you think, Jake?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I've got a lot of Arsenal mates and I don't want Arsenal to do well. So I'm going to be, as I do for every Arsenal game, going for the opposition. I'm going to go in Leicester's favour. As much as they've lost in the week, I think I'm hoping Leicester beat them. To be fair, if Arsenal click, they click. If kind of Aubameyang and Pepe and Saka, who they've got their click, they'll win. But I'm going to go. I think this will be a tight game. I think there'll be goals in this. I'm going to go for an adventurous 3-2 for Leicester.
3-2 Leicester. I've been watching that game then at 2 o'clock. That's 3-2 Leicester. That's 100%. Right, this game is another big game at the bottom. Big game at the bottom. I'm going to bring Jazz in a little while when you have to go, and me and Jazz will do our predictions. So I'm going to let you do your predictions now. Palace versus Fulham. Now, this is a game where Fulham have to win. They have to win these games now. What do you reckon?
I'm going to give this to Fulham because I think they'll be more up for this. I think Fulham they've got the talent there. I think I really do like Fulham, so I'm going to go for them to for Fulham to nick that 1-0.
1-0 Fulham. Right. Now this is the opposite side of the game. This is tonight, 8:00. Newcastle versus Wolves. Now, Newcastle are in trouble. If they don't start winning games, they are. If Newcastle win games, Fulham go down. Simple as that.
Yeah.
What do you reckon tonight? Newcastle Wolves.
Yeah, well, Wolves haven't been picking up the most great form. I think as soon as they lost Jimenez up front, I think they haven't been the same. But in terms, I think with Wolves, I'll go for. It's difficult because I think the Wolves will win. But I'm going to go for. It's difficult. I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves.
What have I got? Well, I've got something pretty similar to that, but I will reveal mine later. Now, this game is at 5:30 today. Now, anyone who remembers this game a few years ago in the Championship, there was one of the most weirdest goals ever scored because the player was injured, and then Leeds let Villa go up the other end of the score to make it 1-0.
Yeah.
So we got Leeds versus Villa, the return of that famous Championship playoff game. How do you see this going?
I think this will be a good game, I think, for me, because, I mean, Leeds, they blow hot and cold, really, don't they? But it's difficult doing these predictions because it could be, anything. You don't follow these clubs week in, week out. But I'm going to go Leeds. I think it will be 2-2, I reckon, because I think there'll be goals in this game, and I'm going to go 2-2.
Right, we'll get to the 3:00 kickoff. Right, this team's doomed, and the other team is still lurking about in the relegation spots. West Brom versus Brighton. Now, I'm going to say this, right? Brighton ain't safe. If Newcastle are a point behind, they're only a point behind, a point in front, Brighton of Newcastle, then Brighton are in trouble as well. I think if they do win this game today, they stay up, basically, because I just think that you're relying on one team then to catch them out of a possible 2 or 3 teams, which is just ain't going to happen. So what do you reckon, Jake?
I'm going to go 2-0 Brighton in this game. I think Brighton, they don't score many goals, but I think today could be a day where they score a couple. I've gone 2-0 for Brighton in this game.
Yeah, I think this is a make or break now. This is actually make or break. Right, now we get to the final game. This is the first game of the weekend. Manchester City versus West Ham United. Jake, talk to me.
Yeah, well, we sat here on Thursday night. We sat here on last night, and there's no doubt about it. They're a machine. The players, the options that Pep Guardiola has got, especially attackingly. I mean, I'll just name a few. They've got Gundogan, they've got Sterling, Foden, De Bruyne. I mean, they're all world-class players, and it's going to take a lot to stop them. I mean, I hate stats, but I saw a stat this week that we're the team to beat them on form this season. For the only team to beat them, we're one that could do it. I think we could do it. I'm not saying we're going to go up there and we're going to beat them, but I think that there's a chance. I think there's a better chance than there has been in kind of years ago, because sometimes we've gone up there in the last 2 or 3 years just hoping we're not going to get battered 4 or 5 now. I think they will batter for size 4 to 5 now, but I don't think they'll do that to us today. I think let's hope that Moyes sets up, doesn't give them too much respect. And whether he'll go 4 at the back, whether he'll pat the midfield, his plans always work, and let's hope whatever he chooses today works. If Fredericks is fit, I think he could favour him for me, because I think that to double up on one of them sides, I think it worked with Grealish. They could double up on Sterling, perhaps on that right hand side, wherever, or the left hand side, wherever. I think he's got pace. I think he's a he can defend to an extent as a right winger. I think there just to support Soufal a bit more. I think he could be favoured over Bowen today, but we'll see. I'd like to see Ben Rama and Lingard in there today. But I think we're going to score today. I think we will score. If we do play Ben Rama, Lingard, it will remain to be seen whether Antonio's given the start. But I'm not as pessimistic as some fans. I'm not as pessimistic as I've been in the last few years going up to Man City, I have to say.
I agree totally with everything you just said. This game will decide where we're at this season. It ain't going to define our season, like the Liverpool game didn't define it, but it's a free hit. So So what's your prediction though, Jake? What are you predicting?
Oh, it's difficult. I think a draw is the best we can hope for. If we got there and win, I think we're getting Champions League. I really do. I think that could be a great possibility going on there. If we win, I don't think this game is massively important to our season in terms of where we finish. The next game's important to see where we bounce back, whether we win our next game. But in terms of a prediction, I mean, I've been floating around the 1-1, 2-2, and that's very optimistic. I think there's goals on our sides. All we need, as I said last night on the preview, James, all we need is one corner to click. It's Souček's birthday today. If just one gets on his head, if one gets on Dawson's head, Diop's head, it's a goal, and we're lethal at set pieces, and all we need is one or two of them to click, and there we go. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-2 because I think they'll definitely score a couple, but let's just hope we can hold it out. I'm going to be optimistic and go 2-2.
2-2. Right, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you something now. If you had to pick one player for Manchester City's team right now, and it had to go West Ham's team, who would it be?
I mean, it's hard because you could have Diaz from centre back there to slot in next to big Craig Dawson. You could have an attacking player. You could have De Bruyne, a world-class attacking midfielder. You could have Sterling. But I think I'm going to go just to shore up that defence because I think we've got it going forward. I go for Ruben Diaz to slot next to Craig Dawson.
Good selection. I like the way you're thinking, mate. Well, I'm going to let you go, Jake, right? Because you've got other places to be. You know what I mean? Thanks for coming on and helping me out at the right time. And I will catch up again with you soon, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thanks, James.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye. Right, let's bring in the main man, the man of the moment. You know what I mean? Good old Jazz. There he is. You all right, Jazz? How are you doing, my friend? Have you had a good week?
I've had a heavy night, mate. Heavy night, good week. Good week, good season.
Yeah.
It's been a dream, mate. Been a dream, yeah. I mean, like you said, it's like just taking it in, really. The last result, been watching it over and over
No worries, Jake.
Yeah.
No worries. It's been a mad old week, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That result last week was it was so good, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Perfect, wasn't it? Watching them wince before, during, after the game. Still haven't heard from any of my sort of family relations and friends that support Spurs. And to be fair, I have not reached out to them. I have not gloated because we're class, aren't we? We show our class. We haven't gloated. Yeah. Kept quiet. Let's see what the season brings. But it just keeps getting better and better and better. And thank you, Jake, anyway, for filling in for me, mate. He's a top boy. And I was just thinking, I mean, when you look at the players we've got, and some players, all right, hands up. Okay, David's done amazingly well, but he's getting the best out of everyone. And we analysed the game in depth, but one thing I forgot to say, and when I'm wrong, hands up, I'll say, I've had a go at Diop in the past. I've had a go at Fredericks in the past, and sort of Dawson. I didn't say anything. I just said, let's just see. I don't like to say things before people come through the door, and there's nothing in the past he's done wrong. Let's see what happens. But Diop was really good against Spurs, and I didn't mention it. I overlooked that fact, and I don't know how the management or whatever, how they're getting best out of everyone. And Fredericks, the 2 games he came for prior to that, he didn't let himself down. I mean, everyone who's coming in is doing a really good job, and it's really good, isn't it? The whole atmosphere around the ground. I
Oh
think,
yeah,
yeah,
100%. 100%. It's the feel good factor is back at West Ham now. Like,
yeah,
which
yeah,
I've said it before, Jazz. It's been hard going at West Ham for many years. Like, you've seen it, I've seen it.
yeah, yeah,
Like, we've lost like 2000. Like, I'm old enough to remember 2003. Like, Jake doesn't.
yeah,
Jake, a young lad who's loving it now.
yeah, yeah,
But I remember going back to 2003 when we lost Carrick, Cole, Canute, Glenn Johnson,
yeah.
Defoe, like them sort of players, and they all went on to win something somewhere along the line at their clubs. Do you know what I mean? And it was hard to see us go through that pain, if that makes sense. But it just feels a bit fresh now, right? So yeah, I'm just going to ask you a few things, Jazz, and then we'll get on to the predictions, right?
Yes, mate. Yes, mate.
What did you make of all these so-called journalists turning around and saying about, because there's no fans in the stadium, that's the reason why West Ham's doing well. Right, I want your thoughts on that, mate. As a season ticket holder that you are.
What they're trying to do, mate, is that they don't like it that we're up there. They don't like it. It's not good for the media, even though, like I said many times in the past, a lot of the editors, the TalkSport owner, whatever, and to be fair, he done a good interview recently on another channel. They're all West Ham, and they all, like I said, we do little thing, and it's in the media. It's all over the place, you know. So for me, I don't believe in that, because what they're trying to say, sort of, mate, is that it's a fluky season, that we don't deserve to be up there. Well, when you look at the league table and you look at the top three at least, they would be up there every season. So it's not a fluky season, you know. If we were, okay, we are very high up, but then if Fulham were 2 places below us, West Brom was 7th, then I'd say, God, they got a point. But
Yeah.
we spoke, you guys were speaking about Man City, Man United, and even though Liverpool, they're still up there. It's the same clubs apart from us. So fans being there, fans not being there, it's not an issue. And I'm one of those people, I didn't want to move to the new ground. I am a season ticket holder. And when we've done well, the place has rocked. It's because of the performances before David Moyes was there. We still turn up in our numbers and try to back the team.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe in that. No, we were always behind the team, and any neutral player, even Lingard, I know he has to say certain things before joining. We are famous for backing the team. Okay, it's not Upton Park, but this season it would have been rocking, mate. You know, and for me, okay, the ground has got a few issues, but it's what's happening on the ground, and we would have rocked the place, and more fans would have come on board and said, okay, we've moved. Let's. You shouldn't forget the past, but let's just get on with what we got in a positivity and go forward. So it's not an issue. We've done well, and I think we would have done well even if the fans were there. It's crazy to say, and the proof is the same teams apart from us are up there. That's my proof, mate. You know, it's crazy saying.
At the end of the day, the way I look at it, if a team performs, we're happy. That's all we want. As I've said before on numerous things, we don't expect to win the title. Right? We don't expect to win cups. But what we expect is every player to fight for the shirt for 90 minutes, week in, week out, and be proud to represent West Ham United Football Club. Do you know what I mean? So that is all we asked. And when we don't get that, and we got strollers, basically people strolling around, not doing nothing, then we're going to moan. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, people they get paid a lot of money to represent our club, and there's people out there who would be dying to play for West Ham United. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's very hit and miss with me. I think it's a bit of an insult to every fan up and down the land and around the world that because the fans ain't in there, that's the reason why we're doing well. When I've said it before, we've been to places like Oxford away and got hammered 4-0. Wimbledon away and lost 4-2 in cup games, and I've been to places before where we've been hammered. Long old coach journeys, long old drives home, train journeys home. Right, do you know what I mean? Paying a lot of money for the privilege. So yeah, it's it's a bit of an insult, really. But
I mean, a couple of things to say. It's like we're much more professional now. No dodgy stories are coming out the club, so the press is picking up on ridiculous stories to make up the news. Our application is professional. And another thing someone said yesterday, and I didn't think about it, is that, okay, we haven't won anything in a long time, but when you look at Lingard is a winner, but even Sparta, sort of Slavia Prague, the two boys that have come in, they're winners. They are like Liverpool, aren't they, in their own country? They're always 1 and 2. So that could have made a difference, that if we're not sort of giving it 100%, or we're feeling, those players will say, listen, mate, just get on with it. So we do have a few winners through the door, and it just keeps going and going. And another thing, and I remember yourself and Jake saying, I will not use that statement that any game coming up is a defining game. I'm not going to say that. My feet are always on the ground. I'm really happy where we are, and I'll never forget what my original intention was, which was I want 15th to 10th without going into the last few games not knowing, are we going to stay up? You can go and watch my videos. That was my original target, and I'm going to stick to that. And I know we're going to smash it, but whatever happens this season, I'm not going to get too down. We're gonna draw or lose game. It's kind of inevitable, really. But I'm just going to keep going, and do it that way. I'm not going to put the team under pressure and say this is a make what. Because when we were 10th, there's people out there. Oh, we got to win this to get 8th. We got to win this to go 7th. We got to win this to go 6th. Oh, we got to win this to go 4th. Oh, Tottenham, let's see how good. So it keeps going on and on and on. And
the only thing I will say,
the
only thing I will say though, Jazz, ain't that a nice feeling though? Rather than we got to win this game to get out of the bottom 3.
It is, but long as if we don't turn up for any game, then I don't want anyone. And it does happen, even in a couple of so when we draw, there's still haters out there, mate. They still don't like David. They don't. They're still, when we draw, they're going to throw their toys out the pram. Saying,
our last 13 games are hard. Like Brighton away, we don't get nothing now. Wolves away, we don't get nothing now. Usually, this is where I will see if this is a new West Ham. Like Newcastle
you
away.
Can't say that. No, you can't. I think we've proven that we're moving on, and we are what? How many games left now? 38, 30 games left. I don't think no, this team has got nothing to prove to me or to set up or anything. And I've always said the thing in the way is the board. That is the only thing in the way. I've got no doubt that this setup and scouting, things that are out of the hands of the manager, out of his hands, which is the budget, the training ground, the facilities, the scouting system. These are the only 4 things that he can improve on. And he's only been there, like I said, 15 months. Those are the things that will get in our way going forward, mate. But apart from that, I've got no doubt that we are in good hands, mate, compared to what the managers that have gone through the door last 5 years, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. He's got a year's extension on his contract, so that's a good start. Before we move on, Jazz, I just want to ask you something about the Slavia Prague striker who scored against Leicester, Seema. What did you think of? Did you see it or
no? Still haven't seen him. But what I've heard from obviously yourself and some of the people who watched it, that he, in the old Cockney language, he looks a player, mate, doesn't he? So that's good enough for me. He's really good. We should look at him.
It does, mate.
And we certainly are. From what I know, we certainly are keeping tabs on him. And hopefully, if he's the right person. Trust in the old man, innit? I mean, if he knows, then like you said, I'm not gonna say like if he's not good or not. Whatever he does just seems to work, and hopefully carry us. Also, if he's the one,
he scored a great goal. He scored a great goal on Thursday against Leicester. He should have scored the first goal. It went over his head.
He's going to get in the headlines then, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the thing, and I think he's got pace, power. He's raw. He's like a younger version of Antonio, if I'm honest.
Wow, sounds good to me then, mate. Sounds good.
He looks good. Looks a good player. If we can nab him from there, then title next year.
I know a few of the stories have been annoying, mate, in terms of Leicester. Obviously, listen, Leicester are sniffing for Lingard in case we don't finish top 4 or top 7. The funniest story, mate, which absolutely annoyed me to the max, again, back 2 days ago on a certain website, was due to the pandemic that Rice's price has been dropped to 15 million, which you heard before. And what Manchester United are proposing is a 20 million cash deal and 3 players in exchange, which were like Mata, Matip, and I think and I'm like, oh my God, how can he even, one of their like 33-year-olds, 3 of them, and we take.
Oh, yeah, we've got a comment here. Got a comment from us. I think it's a Slavia Prague fan. Seamer will be too expensive for West Ham. I'm sorry, but I disagree on that. If we want that geezer, we will pay the money. We will have to pay the money for him. If we can go and pay £45 million for Haller, then we can go and pay money for Seamer.
Listen, mate. We still got wages to offload, even though we've done so well clearing out the crap. We've got Anderson to get rid of. Yamalenko. That's Yamo's 125k. Ando can't be that far off. That's 225. Top of my head.
Let me just ask him. Let me just ask him. SKS 1982. How good is Seamer? That's what I want to know. Like, 'cause I only see a bit of him. If he's still in the chat, give us a comment back, mate, and I'll put it up.
Yeah.
But I think he's very good. And I just think basically next season we look even better. Do you know what I mean? But like we
got 60 million, didn't we? I think we got 60 because we didn't put any funds down in.
I did read that. It was I'll tell you who the 3 players was. It was Lingard, Mata. No, not Mata. Matic.
Matic and Mata, isn't it? Matic and Mata, and one more. Was it?
And I think it was Phil Jones and all. Never player. Embarrassing.
How can you write such an article and 20 million? Oh my God! They got no respect for our club, mate. They got no respect for our club, and like you said, no one likes us. I mean, I don't follow Match of the Day, but I know we always have a laugh and say, were we number 1? Were we number 10? And Lineker must have hated what happened last week. Mourinho, again in his interview, oh man, some of the things he came out with. It's coming to the end. I knew with Mourinho, he's his best part before data's gone. Yeah, drab football. We used to have a go at David. Oh my God, I've been following them the last 2-3 months. The worst drab football, mate, I've ever seen. And look at the money, the 24, 25 international players he's got. Like people like Dele Alli. I'm sure David would have got a tune out the guy. I mean, I don't like him anyway, but I'm so happy what we've got. I mean, all right, we would have always wanted that sexy Brazilian coach, that Dutch coach. And listen, I'm happy what I've got. It's a good fit. And Mourinho, you've seen. Look, I don't even want to tell you the money he's probably on and contract wise. And Daniel Levy's already making plans to get rid of him and whatever. But I'm so happy with our boys. Everyone in our club, so happy. Yeah,
he says Seamer is a miracle in the Czech league. So basically,
I'm gonna have to check him out. Wow, okay.
Seamer has bigger potential than Zeko and Boney.
Oh, wow!
They both know
Boney's
well.
a big lad, wasn't he? Yeah, Boney is a big stocky lad.
I think he's a good player, mate, and I think if we can sort of make a deal up, and they all love Souček because they video called him. They actually video called Souček after their win, like live on the pitch.
Souček, mate, warrior. What a man. He is. Kennington Len Mile, good mate. He done a photo frame, limited edition with the Souček with the blood dripping out. Classic, mate. Sponsored by Heinz Ketchup or something. Oh.
Right.
Let's move on. I'm still on Dreamland, mate. Love that. What happened last week, as you know.
I know. Man. So am I, Des, because that is the one game I hate all season. As I said, it's just one game I hate all season. Now I can relax now for the rest of the season. Right, let's start off, Jazz, with the predictions for.
Okay, mate. Yep.
First one, we might as well start off with our game. 12:30 kickoff. West Ham versus Manchester City. What do you reckon?
3-2 Man City, mate. 3-2. Yeah.
You gone 3-2?
3-2. They don't really
What are you expecting today, Jazz, from us?
100% application, 100% effort, 100% professionalism, 100% up for it. which mean a lot, and they've been happening more and more, mate. That's what I expect. Man City might be a touch too much for us, but mate, they keep surprising me. You know, I'm just like, it wasn't easy this one, and I'm like, they've won their last 13, 14 in a row, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And if we draw, win, listen, I don't know. It just keeps going on, mate. Anything could happen. And one thing that I hopefully am right about is we don't get rolled over. I'm not expecting a 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 4-0, 3-0. We'll, and I reckon, mate, especially some of the comments he is respecting us, and I think they're a bit not scared in terms of, I think they're running away with the league at the moment. There's a huge gap, but hopefully they're overconfident, and I don't think we will be. They're going to keep an eye on us, mate. But 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, I think. Yeah, back and forth.
I'm going 3-1 City. I think this is a game where they've got £1 billion worth of talent on the pitch near enough. When you look at their whole entire squad, it's got to be worth about £1 billion, isn't it? Some of their players,
they're playing about a striker, aren't they? So it's amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's one of them ones, and they can do it without a striker when Aguero sits on the bench. I just think they're a world-class outfit. And before I move on to the next one, do you think, Jazz, they are Champions League contenders this year?
City. Certainly on a good form and a good roll. My predictions last week was Bayern. I think I said Bayern are the ones to beat, and they've won it. And City, all the time when they get to that stage, the thing I don't like about Pep is why City fail is his team selections. You know, I'm not just saying fancy football. You don't know, and he just rests players for no. Oh, what the hell are you doing? This is why they lost to Tottenham 3-4 years ago. He doesn't respect opposition sometimes and does daft team selections, rotations which there's no need for. So he's his own worst enemy. That's the thing with City. I think Bayern know their first 11, they'll stick to it. With Pep out the blue, you look at the team, go, what the hell is this? He's got rid of 3-4 players for no reason. He brings people off after 15 minutes, as you know. Yeah. He does. So these are the reasons City fail in terms of Champions League. Bayern, for me, City are not far off it, and because Barca and Real Madrid are not firing, Atletico Madrid, surprisingly, they lost to Chelsea, a lot of injuries. So, I'll go for Bayern. Not far off, mate, not far off. Let's see what the draw brings. I mean, they could be playing Bayern next round, mate, you know, and then...
God, what a game that'd be.
Wow.
What a game that'd be. Yeah. Well, we'll move on to the 3 o'clock kickoff today. West Brom versus Brighton, and as I said to Jake, I think West Brom, this is no good, but I think Brighton are in trouble though, mate. After Monday's game, I don't know if you see the Monday's game, but they had chance after chance.
25, wasn't it? 25
chances on goal they had. They were all over Palace. I'll quickly go through it quickly. Palace went 1-0 up, and then Brighton scored early in the second half. And then they just camped in their Palace's half. Literally, Palace couldn't get out. In the 94th, 95th minute, they get a breakaway. They hold the ball up, cross the ball in, and Benteke scores and win 2-1. That's how football. That's how mad football is. And that could cripple Brighton. But I don't think it will in this game. What do you reckon on this game, Jazz?
1-1, mate. 1-1 because I mean, Sam. I've been looking at Sam's results. And I've been thinking, Sam, okay, you want to keep a clean sheet, but you got to go for it, mate. You know, you can't just keep going for 0-0s or 1-1s, which is what he's doing. You got to just go for it. Either he's just lost confidence. So the results I would like to see in West Brom, I'd like to see more goals involved, you know, that you're going for it. I mean, Pereira, as I've said many times, he's the one shining light for them. And then I think they got that, was it Arsenal guy or someone on loan striker, wasn't it? I think he might make a difference. Dean Garner's maybe injured. He's just not in the picture at all. They got good shape, well organised. Brighton, Mopé and people like that. Dunk, I love Dunk at the back, as you know. They got a lot of good players. I think the little one, the Tariq Lamptey's fit. I believe they're saying that he's more or less going to be involved. He's been a big miss for 4 or 5 months.
What a player he is, isn't he?
Oh, when I looked at him, I'm going to admit, I was laughing, saying, "Whoa, who's an 8-year-old? What's going on, little boy?" Oh, he half gives it, mate. I tell you, he would be a popular player at West Ham. He half kicks and gets booked and wrap it up and that thing. And he ain't going to stay there that long. And they nicked it from the Chelsea youth system, I believe. 1-1 for me.
Chelsea had a choice. I think I read Chelsea had a choice. They had Reece James or him. Lamptey, and basically Reece James got the nod and Lamptey didn't. And
I think Lamptey backs himself, and he would have said, "Up yours, I'm on the way, mate." He's that kind of character. But he's only like he's 9 years old though, like a baby.
I know.
Oh my God. He's standing up to this 6-foot guy in one of the games. I'm like, well, you're gonna get knocked out, mate. Just calm down.
I know, I'm gonna go 2-1 Brighton on this one. I think Brighton might nick this game. I think the way they was attacking against Palace, if they would have put their chances away, they would have scored 5. They was all over them, like literally, and I can see a reaction. West Brom will have to come onto them, and I think the counter attack will be key for Brighton.
Actually, right, looking at the table, Brighton are 1 point ahead of Newcastle, so they're in there, aren't they? In trouble.
They are in there, yeah. And I think that is massive. This is massive for them.
My prediction, I remember you asking me, Jazz, are Newcastle in trouble? And I said, no, mate, the gap's too much. Mate, it's 3 points now, so how right was
I know.
Fulham, well done, Scotty boy.
We will get on to them in a minute, but right, let's move on to the next game. Now, Jazz, do you remember this game back in they played in the Championship a few years ago, and there was a controversial goal when a player was injured. Leeds versus Aston Villa. Well, it's the return.
This season, hated. I can't stand Villa, mate. I hate them. I hate them the way they're set up. Their manager, they're cheating, all that kind of thing. I've said before. Grealish. It was hilarious to hear about football fantasy. Their players playing football fantasy is going to be banned. They let the cat out of the bag, saying Grealish ain't going to play, and it was true. Now they're saying it's a leg injury, 1 month, and they were absolutely appalling about Grealish, a one-man team, if there ever was, mate. Everything goes through him. He's got a record assist, I think, going on. They're lost without their dad. They're lost without him. And Leeds, I'm saying Leeds 1-0. I think Leeds will do it. I don't think they got... I mean, a lot of good players in there, Barclay and Watkins and those kind of people, but without their dad, they're lost, mate. They ain't going to win. 1-0 Leeds, yeah.
I've got to admit, Leeds impressed me against Southampton Tuesday night. I watched them Tuesday night, and they were very good. That Rafinha, he looks like he's grown into some sort of player. Really, really good player.
Yeah, stats are very good, mate, yeah.
And, he looks like a tidy little outfit. I've gone for a 2-1 Leeds here. I think there will be goals in this game because they both know how to attack, but then they both can't defend. So it's one of them ones. I've gone for a 2-1 Leeds. I think Leeds next season will be a massive threat, you know. Like, if they sign well, then next season they will be...
I've got to work out how much money they got. I don't know how much money they got. Is that same as us? Or they got big benefactor? That would be key, wouldn't it?
I think I don't think they have to go out and spend heavy, because some of the players that they've bought, Jazz, like that Rafinha, that no one's ever even heard of him. Do you know what I mean? And he's just come to the league. And I think next season we will see what the real Leeds is about. They either go that way or that way. Do you know what I mean? So, right, we'll move on to the 8 o'clock kickoff, Jazz. Newcastle versus Wolves.
Newcastle.
How much trouble are Newcastle in, Jazz?
Well, if you remember the first game of the season when they rolled us over, I think it was 2-0. They looked a really good outfit. Jealous that they had Callum Wilson. They bought all the players we wanted. And they were backed up by their owner, and the people are saying, all right, our owners are bad, and Ashley's more, he's backed them all the way, and Bruce was on the worst run of his career not long ago. Wolves were in there, especially because they lost Jimenez, who's such a great player up front for them, is back training now. So Newcastle are in big trouble, mate. It's a roller coaster. I mean, they're dwindling all the way down, and they don't have Callum Wilson. He's injured. Shelby's always good player, good spark, but I don't just... You watch them and you think you're not going to score. There's a lot of things missing from their game, mate, you know. And for me, I think Wolves their manager I've got a lot of respect for. He's one of the top managers out there. So I think Wolves are going to nick it 1-0. Yeah, Newcastle often don't score or don't let you score. Wolves will nick it 1-0 for me, I think, yeah.
I've gone for a 2-0 Wolves. I think Wolves.
Yeah.
I think if Wolves got score early this game, Newcastle will try and go forward, and then I reckon they're susceptible for another goal. I agree with you. I think Newcastle are in massive trouble, mate. And I think
20 points. We're 20 points ahead of Newcastle. Bloody hell!
And who would have said that at the start of the season? That if someone would have said to you, you're going to be 20 points ahead.
Amazing! Wow.
I just think they're in trouble, mate. I think they're dropping like a stone. I think they've got no confidence. And I think it all depends on what Fulham do. I think if Fulham get close to them or get above them, then Fulham will stay up. I think when you got Scott Parker in your team, like as a manager, he galvanises the team. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I don't think Steve Bruce is capable of doing that at the minute. So I'm going to say, Wolves 2-0. I think they're going to come for this one and they're just going to play on the break and they're going to do them on the break.
Yeah.
Now, the reverse of that, Sunday kickoff, 12 o'clock, Palace versus Fulham. Now, what do you reckon on this one, Jez?
Well, I've gone for 1-1, mate. Gone for 1-1. Palace, as you know, somehow they always get things they don't deserve, especially the last game, like you were saying. I think 1-1. I think Fulham, they're not a great goal scorer. Exactly again, they should have beaten us, as you know. You know, when we played them, they couldn't put the ball in the net. Similar to Brighton, if you look at the stats, they had a lot of shots, and they're away as well. And Palace they do grind out things they don't deserve. So 1-1 for me, mate. Between London derby, 1-1. Yeah, 1-1. Yeah,
I've gone for a 2-1 Fulham. I think this is a must-win for them. Like this game is like if they are looking at staying up, they have to win this game. Like they have to win these games that the teams that are in that bottom half. So I think they're going to come. I think they've had a bit of extra rest also because Palace played on Monday and Fulham played on Saturday, I believe. So I just think it's made. It's like they need a performance, Fulham, and. Yeah, if they do get this win, then Newcastle are in serious trouble. So
I'll tell you what, I just realised goal difference, which obviously is going to take a big part in our destiny as well. Newcastle goal difference -17, Fulham -11.
Yeah.
So Fulham,
I just think if they get close to them, then that's like another point, isn't it, on top? So right, we'll move on to the second 12 o'clock kickoff. Leicester versus Arsenal. Good game, this one. What do you reckon, Jez?
2-1 Leicester, knowing that Maddison's injured now, I think, for a few games, which is a shame. He was kind of hitting really top form. Him and Barnes have got a lot of time for. Vardy's back last couple of games. Arsenal, don't really like the setup, don't like the manager. On and off too often for my liking. 2-1, home team 2-1, mate. I think they got a bit much more about them, even though Leicester have got a good few injuries. Always had time for Schmeichel, mate, as a goalkeeper, you know. I mean, always he's done. I know he's got big boots to fill with his old man, but I like him. He's all right. So, and they got good centre backs, rapid full backs, and nice team. Brendan's another one. Got a lot of respect for him. They play good football. Done well at Celtic. Sticky time at Liverpool, but maybe David Moyes, David struggled at United, struggled at Liverpool, nearly won the title though, and doesn't make him a bad manager. He's a top 4 manager, mate. Yeah.
Do you think though, with the loss of Maddison, this could affect their top 4 hopes now?
I think I need to 100% know how long he's out for. It's a hip injury, which has been an issue in the past with him. And the club have played it down like, we're going to scan it. And so, when you've had something before, like Antonio, you could be talking a month. And with only 13 games left a month, that's 4 games, isn't it? Minimum 4 or 5, isn't it? So
4 or 5 games.
And in my mind, from speaking to you a few weeks, is that they have always been in the top 4 going into that last leg and they've dropped. And is that going to play in their minds? So there's 2 things, the Maddison injury, and they have given it away, haven't they? A couple of times.
They have,
And when you got names like Chelsea, Liverpool below Leicester and West Ham, you can't ignore those big boys. The only thing, obviously, Leicester. If I'm right, us and Leicester are the only. Actually, no, Leicester are in Europa, so they've got that issue as well, haven't they?
They're out of that, aren't they?
It is going to affect them. I think, yeah, it can, but I think they just certainly in this game, I think they've got enough to just get over the line. But yeah, Maddison was really on it, mate. I mean, he's a set piece taker, a lot of assists. England fringe are usually in the squad and things like that. But he's another one that's injured a lot. Harvey Barnes is the one for me. I think he'd be a bigger miss for them. He's like a mini striker for them. He's rapid, up and down. Gets in there, causes mayhem, scores goals. I think he's a youth team player, came through the ranks. He will be a miss. But I think Brendan's like David. Another one will come and do a good professional job. And it's more of a mentality with them, I think, with the Europa games and it being in their minds that we gave it away last time. And then you're going into that horse race and you've got those Chelsea, Liverpool big boys behind you. You're going to be overlooking. It's going to be a mentality issue, isn't it? And that's what might help West Ham is like, we've got nothing to lose because we weren't expected to be up there. That might be a big thing saying, that might be a big thing for us. With Leicester, their expectations are higher than us,
So your prediction for Leicester Arsenal's 2-1, is it?
2-1, mate. Nick it, 2-1. 2-1. Yeah.
2-1. I've actually gone the same. 2-1 Leicester and all. I think Leicester will nick this. Just though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, we'll move on to the 2:00 kickoff. The big game, this one. Big game for the two mid-table teams. This is Spurs versus Burnley. Battle of the mid-table, it seems.
What do you
make?
I've gone for 2-1 Spurs. They're in crisis, mate. You talked about Newcastle, Tottenham. Oh my God, they are in big trouble. The outlay, Daniel Levy. I had a lot of time for Poch. I think he's unfairly treated. They didn't back him. They got this new boy in, and when Mourinho came in, I knew that's going to mess up. He's not a good fit. He can't do anything without money. He's a big-headed guy. He'll go to the press if something with the owner ain't working. Unlike Dave will just say, yeah. Oh, we tried. David's, what he's like. He just keeps it all hush-hush. So 2-1 Burnley. When you've got Harry Kane in your team, they're very good. You've still got sort of Son, best two partnership in Europe. But that club, looking at the table, they're 8th or 9th, are they? They're way out the picture. And for that stadium to work, and Daniel Levy likes his numbers, top 4 or being outside top 4 wasn't really a possibility with Mourinho coming on board. I know they wanted to win something, and he rated Jose at that time as one of the best 2 managers in the world, he said, with Pep. That's how highly he rated him. They're looking at 9th. They're not even 8th. They're 9th, mate. They're 9th with 9 points behind us. Huge outlay. They've got 2 teams, mate. One for Europa. They've got Vicinius, who's a £30 million player if they want to buy him outright. He scores hat-tricks in Europa, left, right, and centre. Dali Ali. I don't like the guy, but he's been treated shabbily. You got Danny Rose as a human being treated shabbily. So the club is no class at the moment. They treat players like that. They'd rather get rid of them and not play them at all, put them in the reserves. They're all over the place, mate. You saw the game last week, close hand, what's going on. So 2-1 Spurs, but they should get... you should beat Burnley at home, shouldn't you? Imagine if they don't.
Yeah. Let me ask you this quickly before I'll give you my prediction. A simple yes or no. Will Mourinho be there next season, yes or no?
No.
No.
I think the Wolves manager might be in line, like I said. No.
Yeah. I'll give you my prediction. I've actually gone for a 3-0 Spurs here. I think they have to perform in this game. They have to. I think even if they win 1-0, they won't be happy. So I think it has to be a performance of and it wouldn't surprise me if Bale, Son and Kane all start. The way they come on against us last week, I'll give them some slight credit. When they come on, they was threatening. From the moment they all come on, and they was just all running at us. And I think that this is a big game for them, massively. And I think if they don't win this one, then I think he might even be at the door Sunday night. Do you know what I mean? So we'll move on to the 4:30 kickoff. big game, this one. This used to be a big old game back in the day. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Jazz, what do you reckon?
2-1 Man United, mate. Yeah, 2-1. I think they're going to beat Chelsea. Chelsea, similar problem to a couple of other clubs. They don't really have something clicking up front. They don't really have a striker, mate. It's a good setup, good manager. He's going to be good for them. But I think Man United are slightly ahead of Chelsea in terms of development targets and where they are in the league, and Bruno and people like that. I know United have got a few injuries. I think Pogba's out. The striker is out, the Uruguayan. What's his name? What's his name?
Cavani.
Cavani's he's not going to play. Werner's finding his feet again. So I think United will have the edge over certain players they have. Bruno, Martial, Rashford, people like that. So in terms of attacking, they've got more options and they're more likely to put the ball in the net. Yeah, not much difference because Chelsea are very well organised under this new boss, and I like the way he rotates. So a lot of the players who were used to playing, they're not been in the team. And he said, "Listen, you can sulk." And you saw that guy he took off the sub, didn't he? And he's like, "I don't care." He goes, "If it ain't working out, it ain't working out, mate. They'll understand the way I am." So
yeah.
But Joe Cole was worried, saying, "Listen, Chelsea's dressing room in the past has got rid of managers, so he's got to be careful." But I was more on the manager's side. I said, "No, it's up to the manager. Get the sack. You got to do it according to you. Forget the dressing room or forget who's leading the room. You got to do what's good for you, ain't you?"
What do you expect? Before I give you my prediction, let me ask you this: what do you expect Man United to achieve this season, and what do you expect Chelsea to achieve this season? They're both in the FA Cup, and they're both in Europe still.
Mate, these clubs with the money, the outlay, their targets are top four. That's why I don't agree. Because I'm a traditionalist, mate. I was brought up on the European Cup. You got to win the league to enter it, not your second, third, fourth. So for them, and that's what we do say, Wenger, isn't it? What's your ambition, mate? Top four. It's top four because of the money. And they will. I mean, United definitely will finish top four. Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, us. I don't know what order what's going to happen, but their kind of aim, the board, is top four because of the money they put in and what they expect from a club like that, mate. So United, more or less, I think, have sealed it. They're 6 ahead of us. Chelsea are 2 behind us. A better goal difference, 16 plus. So their expectations is top four because that's what the competition is all about, isn't it? Top four. Yeah.
I've gone for a 2-1 United. I think the game in the week, they rested most of their players. I was quite surprised Bruno played, though, for them against Sociedad in the home league.
Yeah, someone's telling me, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. Like, they're 4-0 up. They ain't going to lose that match now. Yeah, but I've gone for a 2-1. Sheffield United versus Liverpool, Jazz. How many goals?
2-0 Liverpool, mate. Yeah, 2-0. Sheffield United are the poorest team in the league. Can't score. They'll put 11 people behind the ball. And Liverpool, they got issues, but they'll have enough to get over the line, mate. Yeah, 2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I've actually gone the same. I think Sheffield United are just like counting down the days, basically.
11 points.
And then the final game Monday night. Good game, this one. Everton versus Southampton. What do you reckon?
2-1 Everton. 2-1 Everton. I like the manager. Some good players out there, some not so good players. But Calvert-Lewin is back from injuries. Without him, I mean, they've only got one player as well. Like us, Antonio, if he doesn't play, they've got nothing up front. They can push Sigurdsson up front. Richarlison, for me, I think he's got much, much more to offer. For me, he doesn't do enough, mate. He misses chances after chances. He looks like a careless, dopey player most of the time. Barcelona offered huge money a couple of years ago for him. Came from Watford. So 2-1 for me. Southampton are, again, if you remember, not long ago, they were banging on top 6, weren't they? And they've just gone downhill all the way. I don't know what's going on. I like their manager as well. I like the setup. I like Danny Ings. I like Prowse.
Yeah.
2-1 for me. I think Everton,
Yeah, I've gone for a 2-0 Everton here. I think Southampton have just dropped me like a stone, basically.
What did you think about the Merseyside derby? Like surprising result, wasn't it? Everton done them, didn't they? 2-0. Yeah.
But it's a surprising result.
Years. Yeah.
it's a surprising result though, Jazz. But was we really shocked by it? Way Liverpool been playing this year and having no defenders?
He agrees. No.
That's it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? It's one of them ones. Like, Jazz, I've just had a little message come through saying about Randolph starts in goal today. Can you get the team sheet up? Because the team should be up now. And tell me what the team lineup is, and we'll quickly discuss that before we shoot.
Yeah, let's have a look, mate. Let's have a look. Aguero starts.
Aguero up front.
Randolph is starting, mate. So we're playing a 3-4-2-1 system.
Right.
Randolph in goal. Your back three: Dupe, Dawson. Hang on a minute. Dupe, Dawson, and Cresswell, mate. So it looks like a wing-back system.
Yeah.
Kufal and Johnson, the wing-backs.
Right.
With Souček and Rice tucking in. And then your attacking three, mate, will be Fornells, Lingard, Antonio. So Benrahma again on the bench. So big talking point. And
no Bowen either.
Bowen on the well, I ain't gonna say nothing because it just works out every. So Bowen's on the bench, and Trott as the reserve on the bench, mate. So it's an injury, isn't it? It's a hamstring kicking a ball or something like that. I've been saying time and time again, we need a good goalkeeper, mate. We need he can't listen. He's good, but I keep saying it the way it is. I'm concerned when kicking wise, distribution wise. Coming out for crosses, he struggles. Good shot stopper.
Are you happy with that system? I'm happy with that system. 3-5-2. I think that's a good system.
The only worry is like Spurs is they've got pace, and if the ball goes over the wing back's head, as you know, hopefully there won't be much space. You can't give them space. I'm all right with it. I mean, I'm not going to jump up and down. I mean, I thought it would be same as last week, 4-4-2. To be fair, Fornells had a good game last week. Fornells had a good game, worked hard. Bowen, yeah. I mean, because we've got an extra defender in there, Bowen had to be sacrificed.
What's Manchester City's team, Jazz?
Their team, mate, is 4-4-3-3. Edison, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Sinchenko, Bruyne starting, best player in the league, or one of them. Fernandinho, Gundogan. They're playing a really strong team. Jesus is not playing. Laporte's not playing. Rodri, Silva, Cancelo. Oh, Foden's on the bench, mate. Foden's on the bench. Yeah, so they're playing with Aguero, and Aguero, he does score a lot of goals against West Ham. He's won penalties in the past, diving against us, as you know. Yeah,
who's their front three? Who's their front three?
Mahrez, Aguero, and Torres, mate.
No Sterling in the team.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that Pep does some weird things which I don't understand?
Yeah, I don't understand. There's no Cancelo in there. There's no Sterling.
There's no Jesus, no Laporte, no Rodri, no Silva, no Cancelo, no Foden. Foden is the other one.
Yeah, no Foden in there either. That's interesting. Do you know what? My opinion might change on that now because Aguero hasn't been firing. None him today. Goes and gets hat-trick. But, I would definitely say that that's not a bad lineup to go against. Like, if we can hold them for 45 minutes, get to the half-time and then reassess it, that's doable. Definitely doable against them. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, our team doesn't surprise me, so I'll trust the management. Yeah, I'll trust it. I mean, a few talking points, but we're not managers. Let's just let's see how it goes. And hopefully,
one thing I will say though, Jazz, the system. I like that system. 3-5-2. Yeah, because
Cressy would have got done, mate. Innit? Straight 4-4-2, full back. He was struggling against Spurs, with Bale done him badly until Johnson came on to help.
And I've said basically on different things that I'd rather City play in front of us than down the sides of us, like because they go down the sides. But then, yeah, I think that's good. That's a good. I'll give that a thumbs up on that team selection. I must admit.
Do you know how long Ogman is out for? I don't know. It's been 2 weeks so far. I don't know.
I reckon he'll be back in a couple of weeks. Yeah, but I reckon he'll be back for like the Man United game, which is like 2 weeks' time, because we've got the international break coming up and all. So that happens. So yeah. So I'll quickly ask you this, Jazz, before we wrap it up. If you had to pick one Manchester City player to walk into West Ham's team right now, and you only had to pick one, who would you have?
De Bruyne, mate. You pick the best one, don't you? De Bruyne. I don't care that we need defenders or anything. De Bruyne. We'll stick him in there with Lingard. And then, he'll take the place of Fornells or Benrahma. That's what happens, isn't it? De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Magician, mate. Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you this, Jazz, right? Who's been your top performer this year for West Ham, and who's disappointed you?
Yeah, disappointed was, like I said earlier, it was Haller. Yeah, disappointed me. Yeah. Haller, I think he had more to offer, a lot of outlay, a lot of hopes, had a good start, and then just dwindled away, and then signed for Ajax. And Haller disappointed me, and the surprise.
Nice one, Darren. Nice one, Darren.
Darren's one of our great loyal followers from the beginning, wasn't it, Darren?
Well
done, mate. Well done.
All the way from Thailand. You know what I mean? From Thailand.
It's hard hard to pick one. I mean, you got people like Lingard, Rice, Souček, Kufal, Ogbener. Yeah. It's hard to pick one, isn't it? I mean,
for me, it's Dawson or Kufal. I think for the signing, for the money that they've cost, you can't. Where do you get quality like that? Do you know what I mean? Like, and especially Dawson. Like, do you know what I mean? The way he's come in and sort of tore it up. But yeah. Well, I think that just about wraps it all up then. Let's go and watch West Ham, Jazz, and see how we perform today.
Let me just check the kickoff. It's 12:30. So Spurs 12. Yeah. That's and any reasoning behind why Spurs was 12, not 12:30? I don't know.
Sunday kickoff. I think it was all to do with TV times for like for other countries around the world. So that's one of the reasons. But in one way, I'm actually quite pleased with that lineup. I must admit, I'm happy with their lineup that they've gone out with. No Sterling, because he always seems to score against us, and there's no Foden at the minute. So that team looks all right. Do you know what I mean? We've just got to keep all their players quiet and for 90 minutes, and we're laughing.
Listen, if you look at our team, they're all hard grafters. Every single one of them will not shy away from the task and hopefully not have an off day. And okay, if the luck's not there, or you're missing a few chances, or you're under the cosh, one thing, they'll run, mate, for this team, as we know, against Spurs. Yeah. We ran, and like I said with you, mate, our players typify our management, which is hard work, honesty, no diving. Whereas like Mourinho's team are whinging, diving, going to the ref, instead of concentrating on bloody playing, doing all these stupid things. And Mourinho, obviously, in the ear of the third man on the touchline, third referee, whatever. So that's what I like about our team. We'll be switched on, mate. We've done our homework. I'm sure we would have watched them. We'll have a tactic in mind. It doesn't take rocket science, so we're going to try to hit them on the break, mate. Soak up the pressure. Yeah, it will be 11 men behind the ball. It will be, but the key will be how many saves, how many shots they get on target. That'll be the key. That hopefully Randolph doesn't get exposed too often. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only worry with me is Randolph. Other than that, yeah. Well, let's wrap it up there, Jess. Thanks everyone for joining us today on Matchday mornings. It's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure from Jazz. He's happy.
And Dave's there as well, Dave.
And Dave's in the house. You know what I mean? Dave's loving life. I've been James. He's been Jazz. I will catch up with you again soon. Take care. Come on, your irons.
Come on, your irons. Thank you, everyone.